Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where last episode we kind of accidentally became a protectorate of Britain, but ultimately that's not that bad of a situation. We kind of are okay with that, in a weird sort of way. So we have a bunch of construction queued up here. We need to get a bunch of this, like, raw resource production done. And once we do that, we should also probably get a bunch of our agricultural construction finished up. For the time being, we are running a deficit, but we have a good amount of gold reserves built up, and that seems reasonably fine. Now, as far as what agriculture we want to do, we definitely want to build as much opium as possible. And that's a lot of opium. Okay. We have access to a crazy amount of opium. So that is good to know. That is definitely good to know. Well, for now, we're mostly going to chill. We need to let our infamy drop. Our loyalist count is increasing, it seems. We have a lot of radicals, and we do need to deal with that. How are we doing on that bankruptcy? 4 years? Okay, we're doing reasonably fine on that. Now, we don't have a law going through right now, and I would like to do that, but we don't really have one available at this moment. So that's understood. In that case, we're interested in changing our... We're not interested in going up in colonial affairs here. We're interested in changing our law enforcement, but the rest of this, there's not really much that we can do. Okay. So in that case, I want to check in on our capital state, and I want to see how we've got going on our government administrations here. So this is not fully maxed out yet. Have we raised up our government wages? Yes. And our military wages, still low. I think that's fine for now. Britain will protect us. So that's okay. I'm not worried about that. What I'm a little bit worried about is the fact that our government administration isn't getting up to full. Capitalists are satisfied with their current employment, 47 qualifying for clerks. So this is an education issue. Okay. The price of paper's a little bit high. That's understood. And how's our market access doing? We could definitely use some work on the market access front. Okay. Well, we don't have access to railways yet. That's 27 months away. So we'll continue to work on that. So these coal mines in Khorasan are being worked on, right? And the question is, are we actually going to be employing here? Probably? Let's find out. So on this week tick, there we go. So now we can keep an eye on this. This just finished its construction, so let's give this a week tick. Well, that's inauspicious. It won't try to hire again until 1 July 1856, so let's give that a little time. But as we can see here, our GDP is definitely accelerating upwards, and that's fantastic. We're very happy to see that, but we do need to see our finances improve. Our standard of living has jumped up quite a lot as well. I wonder if we can justify raising up our taxes a little bit. That would be nice. But that would also cost us a lot of legitimacy. I'd rather just stay here and work our way up, if possible. So for now, this is seeming okay. We're getting Turkmenia under control. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on over here. What exactly is this diplomacy? What's the war going on here? Kabul versus Bukhara? Okay. It's going to be a little awkward for us because Britain is moving into this area, but if we're able to fight Russia and start pushing up this direction, that would not be bad. So we can definitely pivot that direction, and I think that's reasonably fine, and I'm sure we can find some things that we can do out over here. So this all seems relatively okay for now. Why do we have the 4th Persian Army? That's interesting. Where did these guys come from? Irregular infantry. Huh. Well then. We'll get them upgraded eventually, I'm sure. I don't want to spend the money on it right now, so this is reasonably fine. The investment pool is growing, and we're working on privatization. Okay, so that's going to buy us more time that we're able to construct here. Opium addiction, huh? That is indeed tragic. Okay. So at this point, we're going to build another coal mine, but I want to check in on the coal mine here. Noted. So we're definitely hiring in here. No doubt about that. I think that we should probably not build all of these coal mines at once. So what I want to do here is I want to move up the iron mines and a logging camp. Something like this. So I'm going to alt-click them to move them to top. And we'll just do something kind of like this, I'm thinking. So we'll just work on these a few at a time. I just don't want to put all of our irons in this particular fire at this point. So we'll get logging camps, iron mines, and coal mines built, and we'll just swap between them relatively evenly. Rural folk are leaving the anti-Sikh society. Okay, sure. And generous donations. Standard of living for the lower strata from Baroda or Oman? Sure. We'll definitely accept that. That seems fine. So that's all good. We're going to have railroads in 21 months. Now, our GDP is increasing nicely, but what isn't increasing nicely is our taxes. And most of that is because of our financial systems. We're on traditionalism and land-based taxation, and that's not great. I'd definitely like to get off of this to, like, per capita or proportional or graduated. That would make us a lot more money in theory. Proportional is probably better, or per capita. Per capita. So what do we need for per capita at this moment? Currency standards. Well, we're probably a very long ways away from that. What about exiting traditionalism and going to even, like, agrarianism? So we can't enact this because the enactment success chance isn't high enough. Okay. It's pretty much just the landowners. Landowners are being jerks. Cool. Thanks, landowners. Hey, our finances have improved. Let's see if that's real. I think we just finished up those logging camps. Yeah, that's not real. Okay. So that is understood. I do want to move up some more iron mines. And actually, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to move down these coal mines. This is going to be a little tedious to do it this way, but I'm going to do it something like this. I say a little tedious. This is going to be pretty tedious. So we can move those down like that, and then we can have these coal mines be moved down, and this is not a great way to intersperse it, but it's a way to intersperse. Okay, so something like this, right? And I just want to have these be not building all the same thing at once. That's the idea here. I'm only going to do one page of this for now, so we're not too worried about getting all 6 pages of this done. We'll come back to this later on. I just want to get these coal mines down until there's an iron mine here. There we go. That'll do. Gold discovered in northern Colombia. If only that was in our territory. That would be nice. But alas, we don't have any such luck. Our fortunes will come later. So that's absolutely fine. We'll continue to work on our iron mines and coal mines. We're trying to get our raw resource production up significantly at this point. We have a lot of ways to go on that, no doubt about that. We've got 12 years on our construction queue. Our colonization of Merv is now complete, and this is now a proper state. We're going to need to incorporate that as a state, and that is absolutely fine. Have we successfully incorporated those? Yes, we have. Wait, Herat. We didn't get Herat. Okay. We should also reset production methods across the board. There we go. So, as we can see, we're at minus 18k. This is due to our bureaucracy. So that's not necessarily shocking. I didn't expect that our bureaucracy would go quite that much up from incorporating Herat. Interesting. Was it Merv? I think I know what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, the core issue here was that this was adjusted not on the national level, but on the local level. So we need to go to our government administration here. Where is our government administration here? It should be down here, right? Yeah, right here. So that needs to go to filing cabinet. There we go. That's going to be a huge, huge difference for us. So that is absolutely wonderful. And now we can go back to incorporation. So that'll be Merv and Harant. So that puts us at minus 186, which is not ideal, but it'll have to do for now. We're going to have some good substitution. That's going to take some time. We're almost done with our government administration here. So I would like to get another government administration in our capital here. I'm going to put that in, and I'd like to move that to the top of the queue. But I want this iron mine done first. So we're going to get the iron mine done, and then we'll get this government administration built. This isn't going to be enough. Each of these government administrations maximally output 50 bureaucracy. So we're going to need 4 of these in total, but there's no point in building 4 when we don't have this one maxed out. I want to get this one built because we're going to need it. Because we're going to get this maxed eventually. We're watching our literacy improve, and there's a sharp uptick now that we're running charity schools, so that is good. We definitely need more progress on that, though. So as we can see, we've got a few vacancies on clerks here, and we would love to hire more. But there we go. We finished that up, so that will continue to work. We also boosted up our throughput a little bit. Honestly, the throughput boost might be worth it to build 3 additional here. I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to build them right away. So we're going to move these guys up. We're going to do 1 round of each of these, like this. Then we're going to build a government administration. Then we're going to do these, then a government administration, then these, then a government administration, like that. That'll buy some time for hiring in here. It's not going to be enough time, but it'll be some time. So we'll be able to output some additional bureaucracy here, which will be good. As we can see here, we do have minus 15% bureaucracy due to timed modifiers, so that will definitely help matters when those time out. I wish that that tooltip said when they timed out, but I guess we could check in here? No, hang on. It's in here. Okay, so 5 weeks and 3 months. So those are going to go away fairly soon then. And there's also this administrative strain that's another 11 months. Okay, so those are going to go away pretty soon. That's going to be a total of like a 25% bureaucracy boost. Or actually, this one's authority. So it's going to be a total of a 15% bureaucracy boost. That's understood. Bankruptcy doesn't affect bureaucracy. But that'll be going away soon enough as well. So that seems fine for now. We'll continue work on our constructions. We're building a glass works with private construction. That seems good. And pretty soon we're going to be out of gold reserves. Okay, we're working on some expansion right now, so that's understood. Eventually we're going to want to privatize all of that, but for the moment, I don't think there's all that much to privatize, to be honest. So what's our population growth at this point? 111k annually, 1%. It's not bad. I would definitely like to bring that number up. Colonization rights have been broken with Turkmenia. That's fine. The duration expired. So we're going to finish colonizing Turkmenia. We might have to fight another quote-unquote war with them. It's not going to be very challenging, that's for sure. So let's finish up our coal mine in Khorasan and our iron mine in Mazandaran eventually. The play for power is occurring, and the leader of the Petit Bourgeoisie is... Actually, that's not a terrible idea. Let's go ahead and have them gain some political power. A foreign manifesto, huh? Absolutist movement. Pass. Unbalanced trade. Minus 10% authority, or lower strata pops becoming more radical. We'll take that, but it's not ideal. And we have some problematic policing as well. We'll restore the public's confidence. There we go. 5% will become more loyalist. Sounds good. So we're down to 127 on our bureaucracy now. That's a good sign. We're up to 40k exactly. So that means that this new government administration that we just built isn't online yet. There we go. Now we boost it up to 8% throughput. So that's great. Now that we're slowly employing these up. Very slowly. And that's the reason why I don't want to spam these out super quick. So that seems absolutely fine for now. We're at 6.5 million GDP and continuing to rise. Things are beginning to look up for us economically at this point. No doubt about that. We have a lot of additional construction to go, of course, and as our economy starts to solidify, we will construct faster and faster going forward. For right now, though, we definitely are going to need to deal with our deficit. That's for sure. So we've currently got gold reserves, but we're running a deficit of about 12k per week, and that's not great. This is due to construction. Crystal glass has been unlocked. Okay, so we do have some production methods that we can look at here. So furniture manufactories, we could go to luxury furniture production, and are we interested in doing that? Honestly, yeah, kinda. We can't go to precision tools at this point. So crystal glass is almost certainly a good thing to do. We'll do that. Tooling workshops, we'll go to steel tools, but we're going to be missing some engineers. So that is understood. As far as livestock ranches go, we can go to slaughterhouses, which we will do. That will cause us some potential problems, but once we get switched over, it'll all be fine. So the question is, how are we doing on market access? Engines are expensive, ammunition is expensive, groceries are a bit expensive. But overall, this isn't too bad. Being in the British market gives us access to a lot of things, and that's pretty useful for us. Okay, of course there's this whole achieve sovereignty thing. We'll fail if we have been a subject for 10 consecutive years. Currently 40. What? Is this in months? I don't know. Are we considered a subject as a protectorate, though? We'll keep an eye on that and see if that number changes. Yes. Okay, so that's in months. So we are considered a subject. Good to know. The question is, do we want to do this achieved sovereignty mission? We'll find out. We would have to break free from Britain, and I think that will probably require a war with them. Most likely. What is this? Maimana wishes to enter a defensive pact with us. I don't think that's useful, to be honest. So if we wanted to no longer be Britain's protectorate, how would we go about doing that? I would think it would be under subject actions. Request market control? Britain wouldn't give us that. Okay. So, is there something in here? Request to support independence. Note that it's consecutive, so something that we might be able to do is try to get Russia to support our independence. We'd need relations with them to be up, and we would definitely want to do that. So let's improve relations with them. That's a potential option. We've got some time to do that. I really wish this wasn't in... I really, really wish this wasn't in months. So 10 consecutive years is 120 months. So we need to get relations with Russia up, and then see if we can get a couple of the powerful people to support our independence against Great Britain. So I think what we need, the core thing that we need to do is we need to raise our liberty desire. Okay, so I'm just looking at how much this is changing right now. I mean, we need to bring up our prestige. A lot of that is still going to be from our declaration of bankruptcy. So that's understood. But we definitely need to get relations up with Russia. No doubt about that. So we'll work on that. That seems fine. Russia is rivaled with Britain. So currently, request to support independence. They have 25 reasons not to do this. Those reasons are we're an unrecognized power and base reluctance. Interesting. I wonder if, like, Prussia would be interested. No, they have way too many reasons not to. Russia would be the most likely one, I think. Or Austria, perhaps. Yeah, pretty much. So that's noted. So that means that we have 120 months, and we've used 44. So this is consecutive years. So we need to reset that and break free from Britain, in theory. Now, we are running debt at this point, and that means that we should probably pause our government constructions for the moment. So there we go. We're now making a small amount of money. Our manor houses are waiting to expand tea plantations, so I would very much like it if they would do some privatization. That said, we have that forced privatization, and I think that that might be meaning that it instantly becomes privatized without us actually... Well, actually, we can check. We've been building logging camps. Yeah, so it's immediate privatization. Understood. It's allowed to be bought, though. So the owner here... Yeah, we own 2 levels. Okay. So that is how that works. They are allowed to buy it, but they haven't bought it. Cool. So that seems fine. We're making about 4K right now, and as you can see, our authority, or rather our bureaucracy, is not bad. Not bad at all. How are we doing on our government administration? Oh, we've got room here. So we do not need to construct these 2 government administrations then. Let's get rid of those. And there's railways. So that's a big deal for us. That's a very big deal. We're going to want to build some railways in Persian Quetta. So we're going to want to come into our railways here. This is under, they've moved this, haven't they? It's under infrastructure now. Right. Yes, I remember that. So we can come in here and we can build a railway, 1 level of railway in each of these locations, but not in Arabistan, they're a vassal. So we'll come back to them. Let's get rid of that one. And I'd like to get these railways up top. There we go. So that looks reasonably fine for now. We've just about got that. No, do not just about got that debt paid off. Okay. Well, we're working on privatizing sugar plantations in Arabistan. That's not helpful for us. That's not helpful at all. That's unfortunate. Well, there's some political migration going on here. So this is fine. I will take the prestige. Language, huh? Assimilation is pretty decent. We'll take that. And then clouds on the horizon here. I want our relations with Russia to be going up, to be honest with you. The armed forces just joined the anti-Russian league, but we kind of need the Russians for right now. Although I'm not sure if this is actually moving. It is. Okay. So that sounds good then. Cool. So we're going to have this relation go up right about now. There we go. Excellent. So our investment pool is, well, actually this sugar plantation could theoretically be owned by us, but I don't think it is. So that is definitely a concern. So we've got a fair amount of time until we get this debt paid off. I want to check in on how we're doing on our bankruptcy. Okay, about 2 years on that. So timing-wise, this may end up not happening. That's okay. I think that's fine. If that doesn't happen, we'll try to make it happen, but if it doesn't happen, it's not a big concern. So that seems relatively okay. Now, I would definitely like to resume construction soon. We're at 6.9 million without constructing. Now we're up to 7 million without constructing. That's not bad. Our GDP is continuing to grow even as we do not construct. So that's fascinating. Financial districts expanding paper mills, huh? Okay. We're waiting for that funding to become available. We are now making 8K. So that means that when we start constructing, this number should be fairly improved. Quite a lot improved, actually. So 14.3k would be the government construction goods, in theory. So that would mean we'd be at only like minus 6k. Oh, that was big. That must be a privatization that just happened. Interesting. Because we just got a big amount of gold reserves. Let's resume construction then. Okay, hang on. I wanted to not actually do this just yet because that one is low construction efficiency. 10%? Okay, we would do it something like this. These are high turmoil, so we'll do it like that. Tripolitania is no longer a block member of the British Empire. Okay. So good for them. So as of right now, we don't have our Liberty Desire up high enough. It's going up by 0.03 right now. Plus 0.2 due to timed modifiers. Our Overlord has annexed another subject. Okay, so that's what it is. I would like to get our prestige up, and we could start harming relations with Britain as well. So that's definitely something that we can do. If we do that, then that will help us drop this down, although that's going to take a while to drop. I don't know if timing is going to work out here. We're almost halfway through this timer. But it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get some of these railways started up, and we're going to continue to work on raising this GDP. That definitely needs to happen, as does the literacy. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Andy McGard, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.